Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben's award-winning podcast, as voted by Grow Your Own magazine and by my followers and listeners. So if you're new to the podcast, make sure you click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts, listen back to all our previous episodes, sit back, grab a brew and let's enjoy today's episode. Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben on what's been not a bad Sunday whatsoever. It's been absolutely cold and it was raining this afternoon, but this morning was a fantastic morning to be out in the allotment, and I certainly made use of that. I may not have done a Facebook Live down on the allotment today, but I certainly was down there, and sometimes I don't always do a Facebook Live because they can take about 15-20 minutes of my time while I'm down there. And obviously time is precious when I'm down at the allotment, so I wanted to crack on and get started on getting my plot tidied and ready for next year. And to be honest, I got a really lot done today. I did a lot more than I expected to, and I started recording my second episode of my weekly blog for YouTube. If you've not checked out my first one, have a look at it and have a look at my YouTube channel, Gardening with Ben, and you can watch my first episode, which was last week, down on here. And this week I'll be doing a lot more because I'm off all week, so there'll be a lot of content to put out there for next week's episode. So hopefully we get as much done as possible down on the plot. So what have we been doing down on the plot today? Well, it's not been too strenuous work today, to be honest, because I've just been concentrating on my fruit garden area and getting all that tidied and prepared, ready for the year ahead, because I've got to sort out all my rhubarb around now, because usually I feed them at this time of year. I give them some chicken pellets, just sprinkle them around, and it will feed them for the next few months and get the strength back in the crowns to get them growing really well at the beginning of the year. So that's what I do every single year, to be honest, and it's never let me down. So that is what I do for my rhubarb, and it's quite a big area, this fruit garden area, but it's got black membrane down all over it, so I don't get many weeds. I get a lot of brambles growing over the top of the black membrane, but I don't get a lot of weeds around it, which is pretty good. But obviously all the leaves collect on top of the black membrane what have fell off from the trees, so I've had all them to clear and put in my compost pile ready for next year's compost. So I've got all them, and they were really soggy today. They were like really wet and soggy, so hopefully hopefully they will compost down. So we've been clearing all that area, and hopefully tomorrow's job I'll be doing a bit more on that area, possibly about half an hour more. I need to tidy up some borders around it, which are going to be new flower borders for next year. They're a border what I've never actually used before on the plot. I've never really made use of it. It's been there marked out, but I've never really used it. I've got a few raspberry canes in there, but that's it really. But this year I want to plant a load of flowers in this border to make it look good. And down the side of it at the moment, splitting my plot and the neighbour's plot, there's chicken wire, and I want to make it look more posher and better. So I'm going to be making some more picket fencing to go down that side of the plot. So hopefully we've got enough wood on the plot that I can find to make this picket fencing, but we will have to see on that. Hopefully we have, so fingers crossed I can find them. But then my next main job, which will be tomorrow's job, will be sorting out round my plum tree. I've just used that area as a dumping ground for all the wood what got delivered to my plot, which somebody gave me for free. I just dumped all that there and left it there really. I've been using a lot of the wood to do all my shelving in my greenhouse, but there's still a lot there to sort out, and I've got raspberry canes growing all over the place round it, which are autumn raspberry canes. So yes, again, they all need cutting down to the bases, and the new growth this year will hopefully get some good raspberries on them, or I can move roots and plant them where they should actually grow, because they shouldn't grow where they're growing now, around the plum tree. Again, I've said raspberry canes can be as worse as weeds. They just pop up everywhere. Once you plant them, you can't get rid of them, so be wary of where you plant them. They're easy enough to move if they pop up somewhere they shouldn't do. They're easy enough to dig up and just replant somewhere else, which I do. I just dig them all up and put them back in their straight lines of what they should be in, down the side of my border. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. So hopefully we'll get all that area sorted. And I've got some blueberry bushes as well hidden around them as well. So I'm going to be looking at, we may move them, or they may stay where they are. But yeah, they don't get much sunlight where they are because the plum tree overshadows them. So they may move next year to somewhere a bit more sunnier and a bit more prominent that they can get the sunlight from. As I said, I'm hoping to build a new fruit area around the other side of my polytunnel, to where I'm going to be putting all my strawberry plants. That is the plan anyway, and fingers crossed it all comes into fruition. Mind the pun. But yeah, hopefully we can get all that sorted. But that will be a job to do after I've got all my plot cleared. The main priority is to get my plot cleared. The quicker I get it all tidied and get all the rubbish and everything tidied away and all last year's plants cleared away, then I can get on to doing all the building work. So the quicker we move at getting it all done, then I can move on to this building work. Because building work is the second phase after what I usually do. I usually get it all tidied, then I do any improvements to the plot afterwards. And obviously around April, May time, I won't have chance to do them because I'll be concentrating on growing all my plants and planting them and keeping them weed free and keeping them watered and all the bits what go with it. You don't get time to do all your maintenance work around that time. So hopefully we can crack on and do that. So yeah, it's going to be a busy day tomorrow, so hopefully we'll be back online with another podcast for you. Like I said, I'm off for quite a bit now, so hopefully we'll be getting these podcasts out regularly for you to listen to. So make sure you click that subscribe button, because then you get notified as a new podcast comes up. I know it comes up on my phone when I've released a new podcast. Yes, I do subscribe to my own podcasts. But yeah, please do click that subscribe button. I have noticed that subscribers is going up, which is brilliant. I can't believe how many people are listening to these podcasts now. Hopefully we can treble the figures this year. I'm really pushing on it at the moment. So thank you for everybody that does listen. Thank you for those that share it on your Instagram stories. That always helps as well. So I hope you have a fantastic week, because you'll probably be listening to this on Monday now. I hope you have a fantastic week. And what day are we on? Yeah, Monday. It's Sunday today. So yeah, I'm losing track of days. You can tell I've been going to the pub too much. But yeah, hopefully you have a fantastic week. Please do keep supporting me, liking, sharing, commenting on all my posts. And as always, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcasts. So thank you for listening to today's episode of Gardening with Ben. We hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Remember to do click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts. Feel free to share them on your Instagram stories so that it spreads the word about my podcast and we get lots more listeners. Feel free to check out my social media sites, Facebook and Instagram as well, Gardening with Ben, and also my YouTube channel, to stay up to date with all my handy videos, how-to videos, and sharing my tips and advice. And feel free to check the link as well in the description for my Gardening with Ben t-shirts. Lots of funny gardening design t-shirts in there for you to purchase at great prices too. So thanks again, and as always, remember, keep smiling and keep gardening.